A quiet, unsettling night settles over the city. You walk along a dimly lit street, your footsteps the only sound in the oppressive silence. The air is heavy, almost suffocating, wrapping around you like an invisible shroud. As you continue, something feels off. You stop, almost involuntarily. A faint sound brushes against your ears. At first, you dismiss it as the wind winding through the narrow alleyways. But then, it shifts, so faint, so fleeting. You can't be certain it's the wind at all. Is it the shuffle of fabric, a step, or the distant echo of something unnatural? Your heart quickens, yet you don't turn around. You know better. Your instincts scream that whatever lies behind you is not meant to be seen. Tonight, I bring you the tale of Acrobatic Sarasara, a name whispered with equal parts fascination and dread. Acrobatic, suggesting a harrowing, superhuman grace that defies the limits of the human body, and Sarasara, evoking the eerie sound of long black hair brushing against itself or the chilling resonance of a breeze that signals something unworldly. Legends like this thrive in the shadows, luring us with their peculiar mix of terror and intrigue. But this one burrows into you, because Acrobatic Sarasara isn't merely a story. She's something more. And tonight, as her tale unfolds, you'll find yourself questioning if the darkness around you is truly empty. The first sightings, a terrifying introduction. The legend begins in Fukushima, Japan, in the cold, unforgiving winter of 2008. Picture this. A man sits in his modest living room, staring absent-mindedly out the window. The night outside is quiet, almost unnaturally so. The snow blankets the rooftops, reflecting the pale glow of the moonlight. And then, his eyes catch it. A figure standing atop the neighboring house. She's dressed in a striking red outfit, her silhouette eerily still against the night sky. The scene is so out of place, so disturbingly wrong, that he freezes in his seat. Who is she? Why is she there, of all places? The questions flood his mind, but his body refuses to move. And then, as if sensing his gaze, she shifts. It starts as a small movement, a tilt of the head, a flicker of her unnaturally long hair. But before he can process it, she springs into motion. With impossible speed and grace, she leaps from rooftop to rooftop, her movements fluid and inhuman. There is no hesitation, no faltering, only the terrifying precision of a predator. Within seconds, she's gone, swallowed by the dark expanse of the city. The man is left paralyzed, unable to shake the image of her lithe, unnatural form. When he regains enough composure, he takes to the internet, desperate to share his experience. What he finds shocks him even more. His post sparks a flood of responses, others claiming to have seen the same figure, describing the same impossible movements and eerie aura. From Hokkaido to Tokyo, Osaka to Kyoto, the sightings spread like wildfire. And yet, curiously, they all shared a peculiar absence: no reports from Shikoku, Kyushu, or Japan's smaller islands. Why only certain regions? Why only cities? The questions lingered, unanswered. But one thing became terrifyingly clear. Her appearances weren't random. She moved with purpose, with intent. And perhaps, just perhaps, with a reason that no one dared to uncover. A portrait of dread. What does she look like? Her appearance is described with unnerving consistency by those who've encountered her. She is tall, her body impossibly slender. Her hair, long and black as the abyss, cascades down her back, moving as though alive. Under the pale moonlight, it shimmers not with beauty, but with a hypnotic, almost predatory quality. Her face is a paradox of emptiness and attention. Where her eyes should be, there are only hollow voids. Yet these voids seem to pierce through you, pinning you in place. Witnesses speak of a cold, paralyzing fear that seizes them when they meet her gaze. It's as if those empty sockets pull at their very essence, leaving them powerless to move. But it's not just her appearance that unnerves you. It's her movement. She doesn't walk. She doesn't run. Not in any way you'd expect. She glides, leaps and scales walls, with the agility of something not bound by human limitations. One moment, she's atop a rooftop, the next, she's sprinting vertically up a building. And always, just before she appears, there is a sound, a faint, unplaceable noise, a rustle, like the brushing of hair against fabric, or the far-off chime of a bell caught in the wind. If you hear it, witnesses warn, it's already too late. Origins and theories. A haunting pass. Who, or what, is Acrobatic Sarasara? What drives her to haunt the urban nightscapes? One of the most chilling theories ties her to a tragic event in 2003. A young woman, racked with despair and loneliness, leaped from the rooftop of a high-rise apartment in Fukushima. Her death, it's said, was not peaceful. She fell not with resignation, but with rage, a searing anger at the world that had abandoned her. Some believe that rage became her essence, transforming her into the spectral figure known as Acrobatic Sarasara. Her choice of urban settings, the way she weaves through cities like a shadow, reflects her life. A woman lost in the chaos and isolation of modern society. Others, however, dismiss her as a product of the digital age, a myth born from internet forums and fueled by our collective fears. Yet the stories are too similar, too vivid to ignore. The empty eyes, the long, flowing hair, the inhuman agility, all repeated over and over by people who've never met. Can so many accounts be mere coincidence? Or is there something darker at play? What to do if you encounter her? If you ever find yourself face-to-face with Acrobatic Sarasara, remember this: never, under any circumstances, look directly into her empty eyes. The void will pull you in, and before you realize it, she'll be upon you. Don't run. Witnesses claim that she relishes the chase, moving with terrifying speed to close the distance. Instead, stay calm. Walk away slowly, deliberately. Avoid sudden movements, and whatever you do, don't turn around. Her presence isn't just a threat. It's a test, a chilling manifestation of the fear we all carry. The meaning behind the legend. More than just a ghost story, Acrobatic Sarasara is a reflection of something deeply human. She embodies our fear of isolation, of being watched, of losing control. Her haunting visage is a mirror held up to our modern lives, crowded cities teeming with people, yet each of us locked in our own private worlds. She is the loneliness we ignore, the anxieties we suppress, the fears we refuse to name. And perhaps that's why her legend persists, because deep down, we all recognize her. So the next time you find yourself alone on a dark street, and you hear the faintest rustle of movement behind you, ask yourself, will you turn to face the darkness? Or will you keep walking, hoping it's just the wind? Choose wisely. Fear thrives on attention, and Acrobatic Sarasara? She thrives on fear.